You have seen this painting. You have never seen what it hides. You know the face, the open mouth, the two hands pressed against the skull. You have sent it 100 times. A small yellow face, mouth torn open, hands at its cheeks. You send it when you are shocked, when something is too much. And every time you believed what everyone believes, that the figure is screaming. It is not. The mouth is open, but the sound is not coming out of it. It is coming in. The figure is not screaming. It is covering its ears because something else is. Look closer. To understand the sound he heard, you have to go back to a cold house in a city then called Christiania. A boy named Edvard. When he was 5, his mother died. Tuberculosis. 9 years later, the same illness took his sister. He sat by her bed and watched it happen the same way, the same room, the same ending. And his father, a doctor consumed by religion, did not soften the grief. He explained it. He told his children their dead mother watched them from heaven and grieved when they misbehaved. The boy grew up sick and certain that death was always in the next room. He would write later that illness, insanity, and death were the black angels that stood over his cradle and never left him. I don't invent them. I only remember them. He became a painter of death. And then, one evening, January 1892, written in his diary, he was walking a path above the fjord. 2 friends, a little ahead of him. He stopped. Tired to death, he wrote. He leaned on the fence, and the sky turned the color of blood. But the painting was not his first attempt at that evening. First, he painted this, the same bridge, the same blood-red sky, the same 2 friends walking away, everything the same. But the figure is a man, an ordinary man in a hat and coat, leaning on the railing, turned away from us, a man you could almost give a name. He was not satisfied. He painted it again and again, and somewhere in all that reworking, he did something strange. He erased the man. He took away the hat, the coat, the face you could name. He left a skull with skin stretched over it, and he turned it around to face us. Remember, the man in the hat looked a great deal like Munch himself. This was his own evening, his own walk, and over many attempts, he reached into his own picture and rubbed himself out of it. What was left was not a man anymore. It was the thing the whole world would come to remember. And this, the finished painting, is the moment from his diary. He stood there, trembling, and felt an infinite scream pass through nature, not through him. The scream was the world's out of the sky, the fjord, the air itself, and the figure does the only thing a person can do when the whole world begins to scream. It covers its ears. That is what you have been sending. Not a face screaming, a face trying not to hear, dissolving into the very thing screaming at it. There is one more thing on this canvas. Most people never see it. In the top corner, small and faint, written in pencil over the dried paint, a single sentence in Norwegian. It reads, "Could only have been painted by a madman." Who wrote it? A furious stranger, disgusted by the painting, or the painter himself, the man they had called mad his whole life, agreeing at last in the corner of his own canvas? We do not know. He never said. He died in 1944. The painting outlived him, and when his work passed into the public domain, The image belonged to no one, and so to everyone, free for anyone to copy, anyone to use. And so a small yellow face was drawn from it, set on a keyboard in a billion phones. A button you press when you are shocked, when something is too much, sent millions of times a day by people who do not know his name, who do not know about the mother, the sister, the father's God, the black angels, the man in the hat he erased, the scream that came from the sky and not the mouth. They think it is a face screaming. It is a face refusing to hear, reduced now to a yellow button you tap and forget. You will send it again. That is all right. But now you will know what you are sending. Not a scream. A man who erased himself, standing inside a sound the rest of the world walked right past, with his hands over his ears. The frame closes, but it remembers. And now, so do you.